Welcome, friends. Very good evening to everyone. Welcome to today's session where we'll be talking about dominating. We have this brought to us by the courtesy of the Calorex Group and the Delhi Public School, Bhopal, and the Ahmedabad chapter of Flow, FICCI Flow. The BPS side of the whole arrangement is facilitated by Ms. Geetika Saluja, Dr. Geetika Saluja, and the Flow chapter president for Ahmedabad, Nandita Munshaw, she has facilitated this. The Flow chapter has a committee and it pertains to the She Shakti initiative, and under the realm of the committee, which is on the skill and I bring to you two entrepreneurs. I bring to you Kotak, a young lady of the block who has, entered a male bastion, and we'll hear her stories. We'll have her tell us about her journey. And I have with me Henna Shah, who is, again dominating the bastion that she has chosen. So Purvi is your supply chain and logistics specialist. She's from MBA from the BK School of Management and the Indian Institute of Materials Management. Henna is a science graduate. She's a director in the company of her husband, which is a wealth management company, a financial advisory, which is called Wealth First. And she has entrepreneured with her studio, which is a baking studio, which doubles up as a learning academy and as a patisserie. So let's start without much ado. Welcome, and I start here away with my very first curiosity that I want to exhaust, and I'll begin with Purvi. Hi Purvi, and hi Henna, welcome to the show. Purvi, I'm very curious to know what made you think of freight and cargo and ships and customs, and which woman thinks this way? So please let us know what made you get into this area.
Okay, so I always wanted to be independent and have freedom in my life. I mean, since my young age. So I wanted to start something. I wanted to do something, and my father advised me that international business is never going to stop. So if you want to make a career, choose something out of that, either export, import, or logistics over a period of time. So I started with working with Export House, and then I ended up choosing shipping because that was always everyday new challenges, always something new. And it keeps you happening. So I chose that.
You were not intimidated at all?
No.
Because you had no plans, right? Did you work somewhere? Like after your MBA, did you get a job at some company and learn about all this? Or?
Yeah, I was with Adani. But even before MBA, I worked in this industry for 7 years. Then I did this MBA port management. And then I was with Adani. Yeah, so it's almost like 11 years of experience.
Right,
yeah. Then I started business.
Right. Henna, I'm very curious that you were a proper family, deeply entrenched into your family, kids and husband. Of course, you were a director in, Wealth First. But what made you think about cakes and pastries? You let us know that now.
Yes. As my college career, I am a science student, and I graduate in microbiology.
Okay.
First, before marriage, I working in a clinical laboratory.
Achha.
And yes, as a
clinical laboratory से केक तक का क्या किस्सा है?
तो क्या हुआ ना कि नहीं, आफ्टर मैरिज ना मेरे हस्बैंड का जॉब था बॉम्बे, तो आई एम गोइंग फ्रॉम हियर अहमदाबाद टू बॉम्बे, एंड आफ्टर 3 years my husband decided के back to Ahmedabad and become an entrepreneur. Yeah, living is very cozy and heavy paid job, and we come back to Ahmedabad, and he started his business, wealth management, and that time I have priority for kids and parents. Yeah. So my career is start after my age is 48.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Okay.
When मेरी डॉटर है ना सब 11th में थी, उसने
अच्छा।
लिया था बी ग्रुप, और
सही,
माय सन इज इन लास्ट ईयर ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग.
सही बात है.
दैट टाइम आई डिसाइडेड कि मुझे कुछ करना है, मतलब
हाँ.
लाइफ में. अभी फैमिली में बहुत टाइम दे दिया, बच्चों को भी बहुत टाइम दे दिया. नाउ
सही
आई
है.
एम फ्री फॉर
सही है.
बोथ किड्स. या
यही
So,
होता है, हर औरत फिर यही सोचती है, अब मेरा अपना जीवन, मेरा अपना अस्तित्व.
नहीं,
राइट.
मैंने वही सोचा कि अभी बेटी तो अभी उसकी लाइन में चली जाएगी, तो मेरे को कुछ करना है. हस्बैंड उसके बिजनेस में, तो मेरे को भी कुछ करना चाहिए. तो देन आई स्टार्टेड लर्निंग 2 years total in bakery. First my career is in AMA. That time और दास सर इज मतलब उन्होंने इतना सबको बोला कि बेकरी लाइफ, बेकरी कैरियर इज अ वेरी फास्ट ग्रोइंग इन बिजनेस.
अच्छा.
हाँ, और तभी डिसाइड किया कि मैंने कि नहीं चलो बेकरी में, क्योंकि मैं आई एम वेरी पैशनेट इन माय किचन एंड न्यू आइटम्स आल्सो.
राइट. राइट.
तो
आई कैन से कि आपने जो एक कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी अपनी सोची कि मैं एक हजीफ हूँ, कुकिंग एंड किचन है, वहीं से आगे बढ़ना है.
यस यस
Purvi, in your case, core competency came from के I have groomed as an MBA and you know I have work experience. Correct.
Yes.
So the वो work experience लेके Purvi, you thought why not make a plunge? Of course, with that strategic guidance from your dad, के
Yeah.
global and you know. So Purvi, that means at home, you really did not have to really convince a lot, and it was quite easy for you, right?
No, it is not like that. I
Acha.
had to convince, first of all, that I want to be independent. I want to do something.
Okay.
So then guidance came at later stage when I stepped out of home. I came to Ahmedabad and I started
So you had to
working.
convince your dad first?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
He
Okay.
wished that I get married and I manage my home, but I was not ready for it. I
Right.
said I'll first be independent and then I will think of marriage.
So I can understand if you have convinced your dad, you must have worked hard with mother also, because your mom also would have definitely raised the same standard question for every Indian woman: get married.
No, she was supporting me.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice to know that. And
Yes.
हिना, आपके केस में आपको फैमिली में ज्यादा कन्विंस करने की जरूरत पड़ी? मतलब ऐसा होता है, we are talking about a bastion, about entering a bastion and then you know breaking barriers, right? So the first barrier very often is in the family. So I was just very curious
Yes.
to know आपके family scene में क्या था?
नहीं, फैमिली इज वेरी सपोर्टिव विथ मी. बेटा और सब कुछ, मतलब मेरा खुद का पैशन यही था कि घर में सब जो भी गेस्ट आते थे सबको मैं अच्छा सा उनको अच्छा सा खिलाओ पिलाओ या सब कुछ, मतलब उनको ही ट्रीट करूं. तो
पर बाद में
बेटा
ऐसा
जब
हो जाता है ना कि नहीं, आई एग्री है ना, मगर बाद में ऐसा हो जाता है कि एट द स्टेज अगर सीरियसली करना है तो इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात आती है, यू नो, यू हैव टू यू नो, तो उस
यस ये वो तो सबसे पहले ही आता है इन्वेस्टमेंट का. लेकिन मैंने पहले 2 साल है ना, फिर जो पढ़ाई किया ना, जो पूरे मतलब इंस्टीट्यूट में किया, उसके बाद प्रोफेशनल जो शेफ होते उनके साथ भी प्रैक्टिस किया. फिर 2-3 जैसे बेकरी है उसमें भी मैं जाके प्रैक्टिस कर रही थी. तो मतलब इतना पैशन आ गया मेरे अंदर कि मेरे को कुछ करना है तो बेकरी के रिलेटेड ही कुछ करना है. और बेकरी के रिलेटेड करने में फैमिली इज वेरी सपोर्टिव विथ मी, कि कभी भी मना नहीं किया. कि मैं अर्ली मॉर्निंग चली जाती थी, शाम को आती थी, तो दे आर वेरी हेल्पिंग एंड सपोर्टिव. तो फाइनेंशियली तो तभी सोचा नहीं था, लेकिन मेरे हस्बैंड ने भी बताया कि इफ यू डू दिस बिजनेस ना, देन गो फॉर योर इंडिविजुअल. सो या तो उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं, तुमको जो करना है मतलब तुम्हारा पैशन लेके. तो मैंने मेरी हॉबी को एज ए पैशन मतलब प्रोफेशन में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. या
मनी ऑटोमेटिकली केम, दैट इज व्हाट यू आर सेइंग.
या जब मेहनत करते हैं तो मनी, पहले मनी को तो प्रायोरिटी देना ही.
आप छोटे ऑर्डर्स ले लेके करके फिर आगे बढ़े होंगे.
Yes.
Right. Purvi, what about you? Did you have to make an investment in your venture and how did you go? because you know women really have to fight on 2 or 3 fronts. Home front सबसे बड़ा battlefield होता है. Then comes I want to do on my own, so get the family to understand, you know, give that space, and also the investment portion. So can you share your story there, Purvi?
Yeah, sure. So when I started, yes, because in this business also we need big finances.
Yes.
And when I left my job, my salary was in 5 figure. So everybody was saying it's a foolish decision to start business. You are already enjoying your job.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it. So I was not having any financial support from anyone because they wanted to discourage me to go for that.
Okay.
So I said like, okay, I don't need support from anyone. I will talk to my customer, explain my story, my why I want to do this, and I will have support from them because anyway I'm going to serve them. So that way, luckily, my first customer who gave me one of the biggest shipment of, I mean, at that time, like 25,000 ton of clay, which was a huge first invoice for me. And he supported me with the advance payment, like as and when needed, he said, okay, I'll pay for it.
Wow. Okay.
So it was like great start. Because nobody will pay you advance for such kind of work when you are starting business.
Actually, yeah.
So that's how I believe. If we have good plan, well thought plan, and we are genuine, I mean, then customer also will support us. Sometimes
interacting with this customer, it appears you might have worked with this customer previously when you were in
yeah, when I was working, I had worked with that customer.
Right.
And he was happy with my services at Mundra. And when I left the job, he diverted his business again to Kandla. So basically, he was connected with me. He was happy with my services, my way of working.
Right.
And that is how I pitched in, and I mean, he was ready to pay for it, for the services.
Right.
So yes, previous experience and connections and relation, I would say. Anything else, then the relation helps us to grow. And when we are clear about it, that why we are doing and what we are doing, then finance may not be the issue, because initial 3 years we may not have finances from the bank, but we can always have someone or other to support us if we are on the right path.
So in this entrepreneurial journey, Purvi, I can already hear you mention that you know, keeping relations in terms of client satisfaction and all is very important, and that there is a fair amount of finance required. But you were lucky; your client gave it to you as an advance. Now, you know, my question to you is for our women, you know, who are hoping to get off the block as an entrepreneur. You know, what might you like to advise women who are at the cusp of their hope and their experience? But they may have experience and they're hoping, you know, this keeping relationships with male client in the work setting, as in, you know, is it difficult? Like, how did you see? A lot of times, you know, women may have hesitation for the partying, and is that the real scene when we keep client relations and we develop network business? Is it only work and satisfaction? Or you have to, you know, like there are so many women who may never have stepped out of their house and suddenly to start looking at a social network or, you know, those kind of things. What would you advise, and how does a woman gather the courage?
Okay. So we, as a woman, we have very good quality of listening. Like even before somebody asks for a glass of water, you know, we know that he needs water, you know. So listening to our prospective customer gives us all the information, and it helps us to plan. So it is, I mean, we always can network, and we are a better networker, I would say, because we listen and we complement with each other. So it's a strength, I would say. And be it a finance or be it a marketing or anything, any work, when we listen to other person, it becomes easy to execute, be it anything. So that helps us, because if we speak, then we know about ourselves and we keep on speaking. and then we don't know what other person wants. So rather than we enhance on that skill and we develop it and let other person speak, because it will help us to succeed even in a much better way.
Beautiful,
I believe.
nice, beautiful words. A lot of wisdom coming from a youngster, I must say that. I mean, very interesting that it's about the woman's, innate ability to listen, to fathom, to, just empathize, to the intuitive thing which, every woman carries with her. And on that note, I think let's switch to Henna. Henna, मैं ये आपसे ही जानना चाहती हूँ कि देखिए पोर्टल के केस में तो कॉर्पोरेट सिनेरियो है, नेटवर्किंग रिलेशंस वहां भी बनाने हैं, कस्टमर सेटिस्फैक्शन वहां भी रखना है, आप बेकिंग स्टूडियो, बेकिंग, पटिसरी, कन्फेक्शनरी इस लाइन में हो, आपके केस में आप ज्यादातर आई कैन इमेजिन विमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन एंड यंगस्टर्स से डील करते होंगे, मतलब सप्लाई साइड में नो डाउट वेंडर्स विल बी मेल होते होंगे, पर आपके एक्सपीरियंस में फिर कस्टमर रिलेशंस या अपना मार्केट में थोड़ा पैर जमाना या कस्टमर की नीड समझना, ये कैसे होता है? आपकी सिग्नेचर स्टाइल क्या है, आप कैसे करते हैं?
देखो, पहला तो मैं बताऊं, मैंने मेरा जो करियर यहाँ स्टूडियो बना के जो शुरू किया ना, तो माय फर्स्ट एम इज टू टीचिंग मतलब हाउसवाइफ एंड किड्स हु आर मोर एंजॉइंग फॉर बेकिंग। तो मतलब जैसे मैं जब पहले ट्रेनिंग में जाती थी ना कोई भी बेकरी में, तो बेकरी में देखा कि इट्स मतलब इतना, मैं नाम नहीं दे रही हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को जब वहां पर जो प्रैक्टिस कर रही थी ना, तभी लगा कि ये लोग क्या मटेरियल यूज कर रहे हैं और कैसा खिलाते हैं हमको। इससे अच्छा बेटर अगर मैं बनाना ही सिखाऊं सबको, तो अगर वो लोग अपने बच्चे को घर में बना के ही खिलाए, दैट इज बेटर। तो अच्छा सा उनको घर में भी फूड अच्छा सा मिल जाएगा। और बेकिंग मतलब ऐसा था कि अगर तुम सीखोगे नहीं तो कभी भी घर में नहीं बना सकोगे।
सही
मतलब
बात है ना,
क्योंकि
समझ रही हूँ।
हाँ, क्योंकि दाल चावल रोटी सब्जी ओके कि घर में मतलब मम्मी भी बनाती थी, दादी भी बनाती थी, नानी भी बनाती, वो देख देख के भी महाराज भी बनाएगा, लेकिन जब बेकिंग का जब आता है ना, तब खुद को बनाना ही पड़ता है।
हाँ, मगर है ना, सवाल मेरा है ना ये
हाँ,
था सवाल
हाँ,
कि अब आई एग्री कि आपने फिलोसफी है, आपकी बिजनेस
हाँ,
फिलोसफी है और वेरी साउंड ग्राउंड पे है। अब जब आपको बैच बनाना है, जैसे आपको कि भाई मेरे 10 स्टूडेंट होने चाहिए कि
मैं वही बता रही हूँ कि
हाँ, वो हम लोग बहुत
नहीं, इसलिए जब भी ये हुआ ना, तभी मैंने मतलब जैसे फर्स्ट अनाउंस किया कि मैं अभी मतलब चालू कर रही हूँ लर्निंग, तो काफी लोग ने अप्रिशिएट किया कि हमको भी सीखना है, हमको भी सीखना है। दैट्स व्हाई हाँ, तो पहले तो थोड़े पहचान वाले सब लोग मतलब आते थे, तो उन्होंने माउथ टू माउथ पब्लिसिटी इतना अच्छा किया ना कि यहाँ पर अच्छा सा, और एक सेफ्टी है। देखो, जब हर जगह पर सिर्फ मेल सिखाते हैं, यहाँ पर अच्छी सी लेडी है, तो मैं मेरी बेटी को भी यहाँ भेज सकती हूँ, तो इट्स वेरी मतलब वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेगा कि वो 4 घंटा भी इसके साथ बैठेगी या कुछ भी मतलब सीखेगी। तो इस तरह से माउथ टू माउथ पब्लिसिटी तो बहुत अच्छी हुई। और दिवाली के टाइम पर कॉर्पोरेट गिफ्ट का बहुत चलता था, तो उसमें भी मतलब जैसे मेरे यहाँ स्टूडेंट जो सीख के जाते थे, वो भी मुझे हेल्प करने आए। तो उस तरह से उनको लगा कि अरे बाप रे, ये बिजनेस में मतलब मैं भी सीखूं और मैं और किसी को भी बोलूं, तो वो लोग भी सीखने आएंगे, तो कितना अच्छा चीज सीखने को मिलता है। इस तरह से ऑटोमेटिक मतलब पब्लिसिटी मेरी लोगों ने ही कर दी।
मगर इस लाइन में भी ना केक्स के कितने सारे लाइक अ फैड ना, आज ये वाला पॉपुलर है, कल वो वाला, तो आप अपना कोर्स
मैं एवरी टाइम मैं मेरा इम्प्रूव करती हूँ थोड़े दिन में। मतलब मैं यहाँ और मैं बॉम्बे भी खुद जाके सीखने गई थी कि एवरी वीकेंड में जाती थी। तो इस तरह से 6 महीने में एवरी वीकेंड सैटरडे संडे बॉम्बे जाके मलेशियन एकेडमी थी, तो वहां पर सीखा, क्योंकि सब चीज यहाँ पर पॉसिबल नहीं था सीखने का। और एवरी टाइम अपग्रेड करना पड़ता है अपने को कि जो यंगस्टर को क्या पसंद है, मतलब और बच्चे को भी क्या पसंद है और अपनी एज वाले को भी क्या पसंद है। और दूसरा मेरा जो इंस्टीट्यूट है 100% एगलेस है, तो मैं एग वाला सीख के उसको कन्वर्ट करती थी एगलेस में। अच्छा। तो दैट्स व्हाई मतलब कितनी आइटम्स ऐसी है कि बिना एग के नहीं बनती थी, वो मैंने यहाँ पर पूरा सिखाया। इसलिए that's why
customers के लिए आप कस्टमर्स को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए ये
Yeah.
सब आपको करना पड़ता है।
अट्रैक्ट के बाद नहीं एक है ना, देखो जैसे एक एग्जांपल तो तिरामिसू जनरली कोई भी बाहर कहीं पर भी जाओगे तो एग वाला ही मिले।
हाँ,
मैंने पूरा कन्वर्ट एगलेस में ही किया, तो मतलब सबको एंजॉय कर, अरे वाह मैक्रून से, तो मैक्रून एग से ही बनता है, तो मैंने विदाउट एगलेस ही बनाया
अच्छा।
इधर सिखाया और मैं सेल
उसका
करती
फिर
हूँ।
बहुत, हाँ यहाँ पे तो लोकल वे में तो बहुत जरूरी है,
बहुत ही जरूरी है।
Yes,
तो
right,
मेरा
right.
जो पैशन था, मतलब आई एम वेरी सेटिस्फाइड कि चलो सबको पसंद भी आता है, सीखने भी आते हैं और बनाते
Right,
भी
right.
Yeah.
अच्छा, अब एक नई चीज पूछना चाहती हूँ थोड़ा
हाँ।
अलग से, ताकि हमारे जो इसमें विमेन लिसनर्स हैं या जो एस्पायरेंट्स हैं उन लोग को थोड़ा और मार्गदर्शन मिल जाए। तो मैं जरा पूर्वी से एक सवाल पूछूंगी कि पूर्वी, हर बिजनेस में एक, चलिए शुरू का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, मार्केटिंग है, आपकी अपनी पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस एंड एबिलिटी है, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपके बिजनेस में चैलेंजेस क्या है? मतलब फ्रॉम यू हैव टू स्टे अफ्लोट। आई मीन कोविड के हिसाब से भी अप्रिशिएट ये पैंडेमिक में देयर हैज बीन सम काइंड ऑफ, हर एक के बिजनेस में देयर हैज बीन एन इम्पैक्ट, बट इन अ एवरेज सिनेरियो, इन अ नॉर्मल सिनेरियो पूर्वी, ये बिजनेस की कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस कैसी है और इसमें हाउ शुड वन स्टे अफ्लोट? इसमें अगर कोई वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर है तो उसके लिए खास क्या हिदायत होगी आपके लिए? हाउ डज वन स्टे कॉम्पिटिटिव इन दिस बिजनेस? I think my voice has not reached Purvi. Hina, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So Purvi, can you hear me? Okay, I'll write down on the chat box.
Yeah, I can hear now.
So how does one stay competitive and how does one keep the business afloat?
To be competitive, as Hinaben said, one has to keep upgrading, be it knowledge, be it relation, overall, be it your team, that you train them, you handhold them, and be approachable for your clients, open to feedback, because that is what makes us different from others. That okay, we are here to ultimately any of the business it is, but at the end of the day it is service. So we are here for our customers, and if we are open to feedback and we are approachable, then there is a scope of improvement, and that is what makes us more effective and connected with customer. And the same values we can impart in our team. So at the end of the day, it is more like working together. Sorry.
Yeah, the voice broke slightly, Purvi.
Yeah,
what
okay.
I was also curious to know is that I agree with you that you need to upgrade, and that it's important to sort of make sure that the business context is properly addressed.
Yeah.
But the issue, I think, in your case, what really excites me and whets my appetite to know is, see, there was existing, you see, clients are already with existing CNF agencies. In your case, you would have had to deploy a strategy to attract them to you. How do you make your, what strategy did you have to add clients? Because I'm sure you had to add, the list of customers had to go up. Because you either get someone greenfield, get a customer greenfield, get a corporate greenfield, or existing, if he's with some other CNF agency, get them to come to you. So how do you go about managing that?
Okay. So as you said, rightly said, you said there are two types of customers. I would say even there are three types of customer. One are like corporate and government companies, where the entry is difficult, but with focus, it is possible. So I have a strategy, like I know that, okay, this customer will take 3 years, 4 years to convert, but I have to keep a relation with them. I have to keep connecting with them and understanding how things are moving and be available whenever they need some help. So with this approach, if they face any difficulty, I know that they're going to contact me. And that way I have converted many corporate clients, including NK Proteins, Gujarat Ambuja Exports, GNFC, GSL, these all are my customers.
Wow. Okay.
Then there are mid segment where there is not a big team for this international business, and they need support and they need single window clearance. So I dedicate a single person to handle entire shipment end to end. So they feel comfortable when they're talking only with one person. This is the second type of customer. And the third type of customer is greenfield customer. So we have launched a dedicated Exim startup help desk for them
Right.
during the COVID, looking
Right.
at this exports business increasing, and everybody wants to know how to do it, what to do it, and they're starting, so they don't have a team for it.
Okay.
So we help them to prepare the quotation. We help them in all the queries, anything that comes to their mind other than sourcing.
Right.
So we can help them.
Right.
So there it's kind of a building relation. So when in 6 months, 1 year, they will have business, obviously they're going to come to me because we have educated them. So educating your customer also helps. And I'm
Right.
also approaching GIDC presidents to have even a presentation there for this startup help desks. So whenever they want any help, they can connect with us, or they want to train their team on operational issues, how to prepare documentation. So we are doing that also in their
Wow.
office or online, whatever they prefer. So this is how
Okay.
I'm helping my customer, my prospective customer, to be more
Right.
effective, so that I'm in their list on a top priority.
Oh, fantastic. So that's your way of, and in terms
Yeah.
of add clients and, then obviously you sort of stay afloat. So है
Yeah.
ना, आपका जो ये सेगमेंट है, इसमें क्या है कि रोज नए नए, जैसे आप स्टूडेंट्स ट्रेन करते हो, आपके स्टूडेंट्स अपना खुद का चालू करेंगे, वो भी स्टूडेंट्स लेंगे, तो आपके केस में कस्टमर खोने का डर नहीं है आपको क्या? मतलब कस्टमर्स आप रिटेन कैसे करके रखते हो? क्योंकि आपको तो एक 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 आपने कोर्स किया, फिर उसके बाद दूसरे में आपको चाहिए, सो और भी तो लोग हैं, सो कस्टमर्स छीन नहीं चाहते आपके, आप कैसे कस्टमर्स बढ़ाती हैं? क्योंकि ऑर्डर्स का भी काम लेती हैं आप, तो कैसे ये साइकिल ऑफ कस्टमर्स टू कीप ऑन एडिंग कस्टमर्स, ये कैसे अचीव करती हो?
देखो, बेकरी का बिजनेस में अभी इतने डिमांडिंग है, मतलब जितने एंटरप्रेन्योर इसमें आएंगे ना, सब लोग कमाएंगे, सब लोग कमाएंगे, क्योंकि अभी पूरी जनरेशन को ओनली बेकिंग आइटम्स चाहिए। अपनी रोटी नहीं चाहिए, सबको ब्रेड्स चाहिए, सबको पिज्जा चाहिए, सबको मतलब केक्स चाहिए, अपनी देशी कोई भी मिठाई नहीं खाता है, कोई भी ओकेजन पर कोई भी नहीं, सच बताए, सब लोग देखना, कुछ डेजर्ट मिलेगा तो सबसे पहले मतलब पूरे खाने में स्वीट डिश में डेजर्ट्स में क्या है, या मतलब कौन सी आइटम्स पुडिंग है या कुछ है, वो पहले देखने जाते। तो एवरी ओकेजन पर, अभी कोई भी ओकेजन होता है वो केक कटती है, मतलब कस्टमर तो बढ़ते ही गए हैं, कम नहीं हुए बिल्कुल। और एक बार अगर तुम्हारी क्वालिटी मेंटेन करते हो ना, जो भी आइटम्स की, तो उन लोगों के टेस्ट में जो डेवलप हो जाता है ना, वो कस्टमर यहाँ ही आता है, बाहर नहीं जाता लेने के लिए। और वो लोग बोलते हैं और 4 जन को कि इनकी यहाँ से बाय करो या इनको ऑर्डर दो। तो मेरे को
I agree is कि you are very quality conscious and young generation, so
लेकिन कस्टमर नहीं जाएंगे और मैं जो सिखाती हूँ ना, मैं तो एक अच्छा सा काम कर, अच्छा है कि वो और 4 जन को अच्छा सा खिलाएंगे और वो सीख के जाता है। देखो हमारी पॉपुलेशन इतनी है ना, तो अभी छोटे मतलब 10 साल के बच्चे भी सीखने आ जाते हैं। अभी यही वीक में मेरा 10th स्टैंडर्ड वाले 3 बच्चे आए थे, बोले हमको इसमें ही कैरियर शेफ बनना है, तो अभी हमको पूरा यहाँ से पूरा लर्न करके जाना है। अभी रोज वो लोग आते हैं सीखने के लिए।
तो ये हर बैच में या नए नए ऑर्डर्स लेने के लिए आप क्या एडवर्टाइज करती हो, पैम्फलेट्स बेचती हो लोकल?
मैं करती हूँ बहुत, मतलब वेकेशन में करती थी एडवर्टाइज तो, और बाकी तो जैसे इंक्वायरी आती है ना, तो मैं एक पूरा मेरा लिस्ट बना देती हूँ और किसको क्या डिमांड है सबको मैं बोलती हूँ कि आपको जो जो सीखना है एक लिस्ट बना के मुझे दो, तो मेरा जब बैच बनता है तभी मैं आपको इनवाइट करूंगी।
तो और थोड़ा आपने बहुत सारे महिला ग्रुप्स ज्वाइन कर रखे ताकि आप नेटवर्क कर सको। और
हाँ, जैसे यहाँ मतलब कई जैसे संस्था है, जैसे कच्ची भवन में लेडीज विंग चलती है, फिर काफी मतलब प्राइवेट कंपनीज है जिसमें सब लेडीज काम करती है तो उन लोगों को कंपनी स्पॉन्सर करती है कि हमारी जो लेडीज है उनको तुम सिखाओ। तो इस तरह से मैं ग्रुप बैचेस भी यहाँ पर करती हूँ और उन लोगों को ट्रेन करती हूँ ताकि वो लोग अपना बना सके। लेकिन मुझे कभी भी डर नहीं लगा है कि मेरा कस्टमर दूसरी जगह पर गया, वो उसने बिजनेस चालू कर दिया, क्योंकि मैं बिजनेस करना ही सिखाती हूँ।
अच्छा ये बताओ, मैन पावर इश्यूज कभी आते हैं? एनीथिंग टू डू विद मैन पावर?
जनरली
हेल्प तो लगती होगी तो?
नहीं आता है, कभी भी नहीं आता है। और मैं जनरली खुद ही काम करती हूँ
अच्छा,
पूरा।
it's a self-
और
self-dependent.
और मेरे जो हाउस वर्कर है ना, उनको ही मैंने ट्रेन किया है,
Right.
उनको ही ट्रेन किया है। तो मेरे को कभी भी डर नहीं है कि वो बाहर जाएगा।
हाँ, मगर पूर्वी का तो किस्सा अलग है। पूर्वी, what is your manpower scenario? How do you really must be difficult keeping teams, training them, getting to have them retain. How do you go about managing that front?
Uh, you asked me?
I asked you that in
Okay.
your it must be very challenging, no? Getting
Yes.
people, having the right skills, training them, retaining them. How do you go about it?
Okay, so we have made a company policy like we hire freshers only, and we train them because the mindset is very important. That how you treat your customer. That is one. So we handhold them, we train them, we help them, and one thing we do differently is we make them think and take decisions. So any problem they have to come up with two probable solution. If they are not able to decide, they have to come with two solutions, and then we help them to decide कि अच्छा तुम्हें क्या लगता है? What should we do?
Correct.
What will help customer? So that way we are building a good team. And we also have a feedback session where everybody gives feedback that whether you are not approachable or whether your voice modulation is not, like a very subjective and this kind of feedback. So it helps them to realize, oh, was that, like, and then they work on that. So every month we have that feedback session for everybody.
Okay.
So that way,
that means it's a very wise but tough strategy, because you have to get freshers first of all and train them, which means they are not readily deployable immediately.
Yes.
You have a good buffering because
yes.
I'm very curious to know what happens if all the training goes down the drain and they join a competitor, or how do you handle that?
Okay, so in last 11 to 12 years, I have a record that a person has not left me till 5-6 years. So let's say if 5-6 years, if they are getting a good jump, very good jump, then I'm happy for that. That okay, I have created.
Yeah, that is true. Very
Yeah.
true. Amazing. So that means you're a good employer, and maybe I think you must be having a lot of best practices, and that's how people are. Because 5 years tenure is a very attractive thing, very interesting thing.
Yeah. So even on our HR policy also, we write down as a welcome to Kotak family. That's how we welcome them as a family member. We celebrate their good moments. And any emergency, then we think from their perspective that okay, yes, this help is to be given. This is, I mean, during the COVID also, our work was such that we can't afford to stop the work because exports were going on. So the team was so enthusiastic even to work from home, that you send system at our place and we will do it. I never had to tell them that you do this. And we used to have our morning meeting, Zoom meeting, like, so we continued with our rituals, what all we were doing. And that time I felt so good that okay, my team is with me in bad times also. So
because without at your scale, any setback, I mean, can you share with us how you overcame a moment in your journey where you thought, oh God, like this is gone now, what do I do next? Did such a thing happen, and did you encounter such a moment?
Not exactly, because whenever I decided something that I want to do it, my focus was on how can I do it rather than why I can't. So maybe I have not noticed, I have not thought about it. So I'm not able to recall. Yeah, challenges were there, but I was like crazy about doing things right. So I don't remember actually what went, I mean, what was so tough. I am not able, because every challenge before I face it, it is like impossible. But once I do it, then I feel, oh, okay, it was like, I can do it.
If not such a moment, then any exciting moment, any some achievement which made you so proud about your own self, maybe, or of your team, or any such a thing?
Yeah, so like in mid of my career, when I got job at Mundra, I mean at Adani Ports,
Right.
that was exciting as well as challenging,
Okay.
because I was in the port. I was the only female in the port at Mundra
Mhm.
in 550 employees.
Okay.
So it was exciting because there were so many things to learn on field, which
Right.
I wanted to learn. I was offered the job at Ahmedabad office, but I said, no, I want to be at site and I want to learn.
Very good.
And challenging in terms of the acceptance level was low, because obviously there was no one.
And that's where you have to break the barrier. That's exactly the point where the
yeah.
Did you
So
have a team under you? Did you have a team under you?
no, I was reporting to HOD, and
Oh.
I was into marketing. So before that, they were not having any marketing person at the port.
Right.
They were feeling like, what they will do here, there is no
Right.
need. And female, I mean, we don't need her.
Correct. So then the boss's acceptance also is a big thing, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very true. Very
So, but then I made my way. I built a relation with all the commodity managers and down the line team.
right.
And then when I left, I mean, I was the only one who was like privileged to have a 3 farewell parties, because
Oh,
people work in shift and everybody wanted to join. So it
correct.
was the
That's
happiest.
That's the kind of rapport you had. Wow.
Yeah.
That is some achievement. I haven't heard of this. This is the first time that I'm hearing of all the shift people wanting to see you and wish
Yes.
you well. Amazing. Very good. Very good.
And when I said, like, listening, the skill that helped me there, like I had got one shipment converted from Kandla to Mundra.
Okay.
That was a very tricky cargo billet, and we had to do some activities, and that was my first customer there. So I was excited about it and I wanted to do it right. So I said I will stay back
Okay.
till late night, but I will finish the work.
Right.
So operator was doing it, and then there was a like dinner time. So we said, let's go for dinner, and we went to canteen.
Right.
And I sat next to him. He said कि मैडम आप अलग बैठो, आप हमारे साथ क्यों बैठ रहे हो? मैंने कहा नहीं अब कोई है ही नहीं. Canteen is empty, so let's sit together and have dinner. It's, I mean, fine. So we had dinner, and he felt so good, and he told me that madam, the way we are doing the work, it will not complete. We are wasting time. So I said, okay, then what is the solution? And then he suggested me some solution that, okay, we need to get equipment from outside. And he said, it is possible tomorrow morning only. I said, no, we have to do it tonight. It's tomorrow morning. We can't wait for tomorrow morning.
Right.
Somehow everybody helped me, like my boss and commercial department and everybody, and we could manage it. So the simple communication of respecting an operator,
Correct.
and it got, I mean, it made everything right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's how I created bonding with everybody there.
No, I can see that especially if you work at the bottom properly,
Yeah.
that's where the major thing moves, and that's where the rapport has to be very good and at the root. So I can already see that where you came from. Lovely, very good. How do you want to, say, in our listeners right now, there must be many aspiring women. Can you capsule and help a woman understand that if she's planning to make a career in this particular area of the entire, once it leaves production and from bonding till going abroad, or when it comes in, when it lands till clearing, if somebody is interested in this area, would you like to just maybe say a very brief map how a woman can address it?
The shipping or anything?
No, as a career, as an entrepreneur, both as an entrepreneur or as a career, how can a woman, or let's talk of entrepreneuring only, because maybe career will be a different tinge altogether. But let's say if a woman is, interested in starting a business in this line, what are the major navigating points you want her to make sure she has controlled?
In this industry or anything?
Your industry.
My industry. Okay. So first is, if she has decided to make a career, she should be focused about it. It's not an overnight success.
Okay.
You start from scratch, and there are so many aspects to understand, and theory and practical is different.
Correct.
So she has to give some time, like 5 years to 10 years time to understand how it works. And then we can start. Like I spent 11 years working for different organizations, and then I decided, and then also every day I'm learning something new.
Absolutely.
Because every transaction, every shipment is a challenge. It's a different altogether. And with an open mind, like you can't say, okay, I worked for 2 years and then I start my business. It doesn't happen that way.
Achha.
So one has to do that extra, one has to go extra mile, like,
Correct.
study and then work. And I would say, even if starting business, because you have to build a team, rather than, this is not a one person job.
Right.
And the shipping is such that it's around the clock.
Right.
If you are if you want to enjoy everything in life, then maybe this is not the right career.
Right.
I have compromised many functions and many personal things to achieve this. So it is about
sacrifices.
Because customer because our work is such, even customer will go on holiday and say ki aap ye dekh lena. You can't say ki sir, I am going on holiday, aap dekh lena. It's not possible.
Have you taken vacations or no?
Yes, I'm taking vacations now. Like since last 5 years.
Okay.
Because my team says, okay, we will take care of it. You go on vacation.
Right. Very true. Oh my. So you're saying one is the ability to, what they call is, about a 10-year ability, the grit for, staying put for about 10 odd years. I believe basically first work somewhere and gather experience. Understand this business before you jump into it. Of course, financial, a little bit of financial strength, because everybody may not be lucky with an advance. I mean, I wish every woman is, but I think you must have been an exceptional worker in terms of delivering results. So you won over there. And I think otherwise a good team, that means a very strong foothold on the manpower side. And
so even if you start with a small team, then you should know that you will have to work extra hours. You will have to be available for your customer after office hours. It's not, everything is not planned. And even if everything is planned, then also something will go wrong and you have to be there to solve that thing.
Hands-on, be hands-on.
Yes.
Any educational requirements, any other prerequisites to get into this business?
There are so many courses available, diploma, degree. There are so many courses available. It can be done. But in spite of everything, the practical experience, so it is must.
Right.
Because in the education, like whatever shipping educations they are giving, it is theoretical, it is needed.
Right.
But it is theoretical. It helps you to understand the terminology, but then you have to build on that. That's what I have learned.
Let us understand from Henna if she has anything to suggest to women. Henna,
sure.
एक स्त्री है, आपकी ही स्थिति में है और अब वो ख्वाब देख रही है, अपना अस्तित्व जमाना है, मे बी शी इज आल्सो इंटरेस्टेड इन बेकिंग. आप क्या एडवाइस दोगे? मतलब क्या उन लोगों को ध्यान रखना चाहिए? क्या मोटा मोटी 3-4 चीजें हैं जो आप बोलोगे देखिए इन पे ध्यान दे करके आगे बढ़ना? मतलब आपके एक्सपीरियंस से वो कैसे बेनिफिट कर सकती है? क्या आप कुछ मार्गदर्शन कर सकते हो?
पहले तो एक पैशन चाहिए बनाने का.
राइट.
जब पैशन होगा बनाने का तभी तुम सक्सेस होंगे, क्योंकि बेकरी में कोई भी आइटम पहली बार में सक्सेस नहीं होती.
राइट.
ब्रेड सीख, मैं जब इंस्टीट्यूट में गई ना, बताया था सर ने कि 10 बार ब्रेड बनेगा, उसके बाद ही तुम्हारा ब्रेड परफेक्ट बनेगा. तो दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव ए पैशन एंड यू हैव मतलब जब तक तुम्हारे कंटिन्यू अपग्रेड, मतलब अपग्रेड मींस वर्किंग में
हाँ,
जब वर्किंग में अपग्रेड करोगे तभी तुमको रिजल्ट मिलेगा, और
Right.
रिजल्ट मिलेगा तभी तुम सेल कर सकोगे।
right.
और हाँ, और दूसरा क्या है, बेकरी की आइटम में काफी चीज है। पेटिसरी में भी जैसे ओनली डेजर्ट्स बनाओ या चॉकलेट्स बनाओ या
Right.
केक्स बनाओ, डिजाइनर केक। आजकल तो बहुत ही डिजाइनर केक्स का ट्रेंड है। कोई भी ओकेजन पर सब लोग क्या क्या पिक्चर लेके आते, वो अगर तुमको उसमें जाना है तो सिर्फ गो फॉर ओनली केक्स।
तो आप ये
सब
बोल रहे हो कि पहले तो ऑफ कोर्स इमोशनली एंड पैशन
हाँ,
एट द साइकोलॉजिकल एंड बिहेवियरल लेवल
नहीं, हाँ
पैशन
तो
है,
हाँ
मगर
हाँ,
उसके बाद एक क्वालिफिकेशन, भले कोई कोर्स करो मगर पहले क्या चीज है उसका ज्ञान ले लो, उसके बाद
देखो
में तो नीश बनाना इसको
कोई
बोलते
भी
हैं
इंस्टीट्यूट
कि
में
या तो
जाओ,
तुम हाँ
हाँ,
बर्थडे केक्स में जाओ या
हाँ,
पटिसरी की दूसरी कोई चीज पकड़ लो।
उसमें इतना डीपली
हाँ,
डीपली जाना पड़ता है ना कि तुम इतनी छोटी छोटी चीज भी होती है और तभी तुम इतना अच्छा सा बना सकते हो। मतलब अगर तुम एक इंस्टीट्यूट में जाते हो ना तो वो लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा सब नॉलेज देते हैं।
हाँ, पर
उसके
हमको
बाद
हमारी-
उसके बाद मतलब जैसे तुम्हारा है कि मुझको चॉकलेट्स में ही जाने, तो चॉकलेट्स में भी इट्स वेरी वाइड रेंज।
हाँ,
जैसे हाँ, डेजर्ट्स है तो डेजर्ट्स में भी इट्स टू मच वेराइटीज ऑफ डेजर्ट्स।
तो
अगर
आपका सजेशन ये है कि जो
हम्म,
जो एंटरप्रेन्योर होगी उसको
हाँ,
अपना एक स्थान इतने बड़े कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट में एक कोई प्रोडक्ट में उसका नाम, शी मस्ट बिकम फेमस फॉर दैट
या
पर्टिकुलर थिंग।
यस यस,
या
तभी
तो वो
तभी
मतलब
तो
पूरे शहर में, हाँ पूरे शहर में ब्रेड है तो बस उसी की ब्रेड है, या पूरे
हाँ,
शहर में मतलब तिरामिसू है तो उसी का है, मतलब शी हैज टू बी दैट वन स्पेशलिस्ट
और
इन वन पर्टिकुलर थिंग।
ये मैं इसलिए बता रही हूँ कि अहमदाबाद में वही ट्रेंड चलता है।
हाँ,
अहमदाबाद में तो बेसिकली वही ट्रेंड चलता है। अगर कपकेक का जो शॉप है तो वो लोग कपकेक वहां से ही खरीदेंगे। जैसे मतलब जिसकी मतलब इसकी चॉकलेट्स अच्छी है तो वहां से ही जाएंगे।
तो
इसकी
इट्स वेरी
केक
इंटरेस्टिंग। आपके बिजनेस में स्पेशलाइजेशन है और पूर्वी के बिजनेस में ऐसा है कि बिकॉज वो ट्रेड कॉमर्स से जुड़ा हुआ है, इट इज
हाँ
ऑटोमेटिकली विद इन दैट हर
हाँ
तरह की सिचुएशन खड़ी हो सकती है उसके लिए, राइट।
हाँ, इसलिए तो फिर मैं क्या करती हूँ, मैं सब कुछ सिखाती हूँ थोड़ा। लेकिन अगर इससे भी वाइड रेंज में जाना हो तो यहाँ से लेके मतलब गुजरात से बाहर जाना पड़ेगा, अच्छा सा स्पेशलाइज सीखना है तो मतलब वो जिसको भी करना है तो पहले तुम्हें डिसाइड करना है कि तुम्हें मतलब टोटल बिजनेस पैसा ही करना है तो एक ही चीज पर कंसंट्रेट करो, सब चीज पर मत करो।
अच्छा, अब
हाँ,
मैं ऐसा सजेस्ट करती हूँ कि हम जैसे वो रैपिड फायर चलता है तो दो तीन छोटे छोटे क्विक क्वेश्चंस पूछूंगी, आपको
ओके।
खाली क्विकली एक जवाब देना है। सबसे बढ़िया कॉम्प्लीमेंट आपको कौन सा मिला?
मैं जब इंस्टीट्यूट में सीख रही थी तो कंपटीशन थी अपनी गुजराती चैनल की, तो उसमें डेजर्ट मतलब था, तो मेरे इंस्टीट्यूट से मेरे को सिलेक्ट किया कि तुम पार्टिसिपेट करो। तो मैंने बकलावा बनाया, बकलावा या और मुझे मेरे इंस्टीट्यूट में मेरे साथ जो स्टूडेंट थे उन लोगों ने थोड़ा थोड़ा हेल्प किया। फिर वहां पर अच्छा सा मैंने पूरा प्रेजेंटेशन किया और फर्स्ट प्राइज मिला। इंस्टीट्यूट में जब आई ना तो उन्होंने इतना अच्छा सा पूरा एक कोलाज बना के मुझे गिफ्ट किया कि अरे वाह, तुम पहली हो कि इंस्टीट्यूट में हमारे लिए मतलब देके आई कि नंबर तुम गिफ्ट लेके आई हमारे लिए इंस्टीट्यूट। तब से मेरे को बहुत अच्छा सेटिस्फेक्शन मिला, मैं कुछ भी करूंगी तो सक्सेस होंगी।
So great, so you got that compliment. Purvi,
Yeah.
which compliment is the one which you remember the most?
Problem solver.
You're a problem solver? Wow. Okay, okay. Your most memorable moment at work.
For me,
Okay, Hannah, yours.
हाँ, मेरे यहाँ जब मैंने क्लासेस यहाँ पर शुरू किया तो 1 साल के बाद एक लेडी आई थी, बोली मेरे बेटे को बर्थडे पार्टी सेलिब्रेट करनी है। उसको शेफ का बहुत शौक है और वो लड़की थी मतलब 7 इयर्स की थी। तो उसके सब फ्रेंड्स को भी इधर लेके आऊंगी, तुम उन लोगों को जो पसंद आए वैसा सिखाओ। तो वो मोमेंट जो थी ना, तो 20 बच्चे के साथ मतलब इतना मजा आया कि कभी भी ऐसा नहीं सोचा था कि मैं इतने छोटे बच्चे के साथ भी मतलब मैं उनको सिखाऊंगी और एंजॉय करूंगी।
Right.
That's the great moment.
Great, yeah. Purvi, your most memorable moment.
My first order for my business, my
advance
customers'
data,
trust.
Naturally,
Yeah.
naturally, yeah. Your dream, Purvi, going forward.
My dream is I want to make the Kotak house. I want to have a 4-floor Kotak house, and I want to have. I want to give job to more than 1,000 people.
Wow.
That's what my dream is.
Wow. Power to your dreams.
Thank
More
you.
power to your dreams.
Thank
Henna, your dream. What is your dream?
मैं जो बॉम्बे जाके एक मलेशियन एकेडमी में पूरा जो कोर्स किया 6 महीने में गई एवरी सैटरडे संडे आई कैन विश के ऐसी एकेडमी में इधर चालू करूँ तो मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा पब्लिक को हेल्प मिलेगी और वो लोग ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क टू एवरी सैटरडे संडे गोइंग टू बॉम्बे एंड कम बैक या एवरी सैटरडे संडे एंड इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. तो इससे अच्छा अगर वही चीज इधर स्टार्ट हो जाए तो बाहर जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
Very nice. So I wish more power to your dream also.
Yeah, thank you.
अच्छा, अब आई थिंक हमारे जो सुनने वाले हैं वो भी इच्छुक होंगे आपसे बात करने के लिए, तो वक्त आ रहा होगा कि भाई उनको भी बात करने का आपसे मौका दिया जाए. बस एक बात, आपका सक्सेस मंत्र बता दीजिए एंड पूर्वी का सुन लेंगे, फिर वी विल आस्क फॉर द क्वेश्चन.
Yeah.
My success mantra, yeah. I always think of how can I rather than why I can't.
Very
So my
good.
focus is on
How can I rather than why I can't. Wonderful. है ना, आपका सक्सेस मंत्र क्या है?
देखो मैंने मेरी एक हॉबी को प्रोफेशन में कन्वर्ट किया था तो मैं वही बोलूंगी मेक्स हॉबी एज एन प्रोफेशन एंड मेक एंड प्रोफेशन एज ए हॉबी.
Wow.
Then-
पंचलाइन हो गया ये तो एकदम. Beautiful. I liked it. Okay. I think we'll request the webmaster to enable us to look at questions. I think people might
Yeah.
be wanting to have questions. So, yeah. So we'll wait for some questions to come. Otherwise, maybe we can have Purvi ask you a question and you can ask Purvi a question. That would be very
Thank you so much, Seema. I thought I was just keeping a tab on the Facebook, and I'm getting beautiful comments on the Facebook and no specific questions. So I thought let me ask one question to both of you. Hina, there is one thing which I am seeing you constantly, and what I am admiring the most is your smile and the sparkle in the eyes. You know,
Yes.
the way मुझे लगा कि हिना जी तो बस पहले तो मना कर रहे थे कि मैं बात नहीं करूंगी, और अब हिना जी रुकने को तैयार नहीं है, और उनकी आंखें इतना बोल रही है, उनकी हंसी इतना बोल रही है. I'm sure you are enjoying your work.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
एक सवाल है हिना जी, आप अपने घर में कितना बना के खिलाते हो?
बहुत ही. मैंने कुक नहीं रखा है.
आप घर पे भी मैनेज खाना बनाते हो और अपने
Yes.
बिजनेस में को भी संभालते हो?
Yes, yes, 100%. And all are satisfied and happy.
लवली. आपकी स्माइल ही ऐसी है कि सबको दिल जीत लेती है. घर में अगर नमक भूल भी जाए तो कोई बोलता नहीं होगा कि नमक भूल गए. So much. Purvi, one question to you. God bless you. I'm sure you're going to reach 1,000 employee very fast with a huge Kotak house, because I can see the way you are being sitting and the way your demeanor is. You look like a CEO. And for multinational companies, it's not only about Kotak house in Ahmedabad, but really are looking forward for our flow members to have Kotak house in various nations as well.
thank you. Thank you.
So, Purvi, one thing, what makes you get up in the morning, even on Monday, and start working? Does it happen? Monday blues happens to you? Because many of the ladies do
I
undergo
enjoy
Monday.
it. I
Pardon?
enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So what makes you get up on Monday? You know, after Saturday, Sunday, what makes you get up on the Monday and go to the office?
Because I enjoy it.
Ah, lovely. I think you have a figure of 1,000 employees on your head and a Kotak house, and that makes you get up in the morning and say, that's what I want. Thank you so much, Seema ji. Thank you so much for
Yes.
such a wonderful conversation.
Pleasure. Complete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would like to tell everyone that Seema is a life coach and a soft skill trainer. And that's where she all of us are Flow members, Flow Ahmedabad. And I am very thankful to Nandita Ben, who is our chairperson today, who is joining with us. One thing about Nandita Ben, I always see, she is so particular about the thing which Flow has committed. And the moment we have some commitments from the morning, she's in that phase itself and following up from her end. So Nandita, when as a parting note, would you like to say something?
Oh, brilliant session. Very well conducted, Seema, and fantastic. I think good learning from Purvi and Henna. Lot of learning today. Lot of bullet points. Everybody should keep in mind to start business, to start, to become an entrepreneur, and passion. I think both of them are so passionate about their work, which is so much important. It was really a very it was a great learning for us, and I'm sure Flow members and the school, DPS school, and the children and the families and all would have really enjoyed the session and taken home a lot of learnings today. Thank you so much, Geeta.
Thank you, Nandita Ben. Thank you, Deepika ji.